All right. What's up, Alex? I'm excited to be back here. We brought so we're bringing a topic today really about, we love adding value to you guys. Today, what we're going to talk about is really around expanding your business. And one of the biggest ways that you're going to expand your, let me discuss, I don't know what business you're in. And we're talking from a high level, from a 30,000 foot view of how to expand your business. So whatever business you have, we're going to give you some things today that's going to help you expand your business. One of the biggest ways to do so is with referrals. Everybody, referrals. Everybody wants referrals, right? Referrals are the best. And even if you're my client, you're going to feel, or whoever you have worked with, whoever you've been a client of in any way, shape, or form, a doctor, I don't care what it is, okay? When someone gave you a warm introduction, didn't it feel better when you as the consumer were given a referral somewhere? How many times when you're looking for a restaurant, do you reach out to maybe a friend, family member, partner, get on Facebook, ask for recommendations? We want that good referral. We want to know that where we're going, someone has had the experience and it works out. So we're gonna share some value with you today on how to create a business that's able to successfully operate off of performing for your referrals.
Yeah. Well, and think of the other end of it too, where you are the person that is giving the referral and that person has a great experience. So I say, hey, Greg, go try this place. It's got the best tacos in town, right? And you go and you're like, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I've just quantified your belief in me when I tell you to go do something. Now
Correct.
You're like, wow, dude, hey, Alex, where do I go for lunch tomorrow?
Correct.
Suddenly
100%.
You're calling me every day and I'm like, bro,
you're like, I don't know. You're like, I've given you all the lunch spots.
Go back to the taco place.
I mean, speaking around that, I mean, even on brand and not just a brand, you were able to give me a referral of where to get my brand created, a referral of where to get the shirts created. And then in turn, I had a successful experience. I'm appreciative to you. And then now, just the other day, I'm able to share that referral with another person as well.
Oh, yeah. And that's huge because at the end of the day, that trickles back, right? Now you look and you're like, oh, okay. Well, let me say this. For the right person, a person like you, it trickles back and you're like, hey, yeah, I worked with Alex, blah, 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 blah. And now that introduces me kind of in a sideways way to that person as a person of validity when it comes to that topic.
Correct. Because you're living it. You're living it.
Exactly. So it trickles downhill. Well, the good thing is with that is you start building a network around that.
Correct.
It's not something that you don't just give a referral and you're like, all right, you're no good to me anymore. See you later. That's not the intention. So in business, building your business based off of a referral base is much, much better than any type of transactional business. You know who's good at transactional business?
Who's that?
Nobody.
Think
about it.
Love
Even the
it.
place you change your oil at every day, or not every day, but when you change your oil.
Every day. It's Tuesday. I got to get my Tuesday oil change.
But think about like the concept of that, okay? If you come to me and say, hey, man, where do you go to get your oil changed? And I say ABC oil change place, and you go there, you have a great experience, right? And you tell somebody else, and you tell somebody else, and they tell somebody else. Suddenly, ABC oil change may have 20 more clients at the end of the year than they had at the beginning.
Correct.
And it's referral based. So when you pull up and the oil change is $29.99 versus $25.99, you may be like, you know what? But this is where Alex goes. And it's okay to pay a little bit extra because I'm going to get extra while I'm here.
So we're gonna give you some actual points. So that was kind of like the summary of what we're going to do, some actual points. One thing, the first point I want to bring up that was, I'm so glad this great segue into it. Mm-hmm. Every time, whatever your business is, whatever your business is, okay. Every time you get a client, this is an audition for a referral.
Right.
Think about that. Every time you get a client, how are you rolling out the red carpet? Are you getting frustrated at that client because they didn't do it the way you wanted them to do it? This also brings me into a secondary segue. So every time you get a client, it's an audition. Secondary segue. You start realizing certain clients are difficult to deal with. I said are difficult to deal with. Okay. Right. 7.85 billion people on this planet. If they all liked me, that would be super weird. There's got to be real weird. So there's got to be a group of people that don't like me. There's got to be a group of people that I don't quite like. Right. It's real important as you have clients that you realize that you don't mix with, start identifying with who your target client is.
Yes. Well, and think of the freedom in your business when you identify, hey, I like to work with these type of people. you're not sitting there saying, hey, I'm not going to work with you because of this. You're saying, hey, my business is best served for these people.
You might love working with people that have past trauma.
Yeah.
You may love working with only A-type personalities. You may hate A-type personalities. It's your choice.
Right. And your business is smoother because of it. There's less stress. The delivery of your product is better received.
Mega.
Imagine that. Like, let's say people that like working with, I don't know, doctors, right?
Bingo.
Like that's their demographic. I like working with doctors. Okay, so you work with 100 doctors and all of a sudden a CPA walks in. Nothing against the CPA, but that's a different mindset.
And so, and you know what? I'm gonna take that. So another one of the points that I want to bring up, I'm gonna take that. Mm-hmm. So grooming your business to receive unlimited amount of referrals. So let's say the doctor's your target market group and the CPA comes in. One of your integrities to your referral partners is when you get a referral and you're not properly matched from them, and you say, because Alex, you've done this before.
Right.
You've done this before. There's is an insurance guy I work with. He's done it before. Several of my referral partners have done this. I bring them a client for whatever it is. It's irrelevant. Okay, it's a thing. Mm-hmm. And they say, hey, I'm not the best guy for that. I want you to go see this guy.
Right.
Boom. Like their integrity goes through the roof for me.
Yeah. Well, and it's huge because here's the thing. We know we're not a match, right? We look at it, and I do this quite a bit. People will come and they'll say, hey, what about this? And I'll say, you know what? You need to try over here. Because at the end of the day, the service level that is provided is going to be superior. And I said, hey, I'm not the expert at this, but this person is, and they can help you better than I can.
And you are the source of information on that. Your integrity. You've done it for me with clients. You've done it with me personally when I come to you for things. And you said, hey, this is the guy you need to talk to. I'm not the guy.
Yeah. Well, and it works in that referral sphere. Think of the ripple effect that people have when you drop in a referral and all the people it impacts on the way out. Because you may send somebody to me and say, hey, this person needs this, and I may be able to help them with other facets and other referrals, but you were the source of that introduction.
Right.
And so that person looks to you as like, hey, this is a well-versed person that has access to a lot of highly successful individuals that can help me through my pathway.
Let's talk about, so how about this one? So when you get a referral, so depending on what, and we're not talking about any specific business. I don't know what your business. There's certain ways that you screen leads or screen, your prospects, whatever. Again, you might be a doctor. And when I say screen your prospects, let's say you do, you're a back surgeon and someone comes to you wanting heart surgery. We might want to get them screened a little bit early on, not waste their time. Let's get them set up with the right diet. Okay. So you're going to screen your product. When you receive a referral, it is my belief and my suggestion to you that when you receive a referral, we do not screen them. We roll the whole red carpet out.
Yeah.
Give them the whole experience, welcome them in, invite them for lunch, find out what they got going on, how many kids they have, how's the wife, where do they live, what do they like, what don't they like. And then when we find out, oh, you need heart surgery, perfect. Let me hook you up with another guy, but I'm going to stay in touch with you and make sure that guy takes care of you because you are a referral to me.
Or we're going to do it through the back. If I'm a back specialist, we're just going to go to the heart because I can get there. Right?
Like, here's the thing, though. I gotta work through the back. Though.
Look, Greg said I had to take care of you, and I can get there, but it's going to be the hard way.
But but roll out. I highly recommend roll out the whole red carpet. What does that mean for you? I don't know. What do you want? What do you think the red carpet means?
Well, and here's the thing. That's a reflection back to your referral partner. So you were talking about dialing the referral. And realistically, if you set the right tone and expectation with the people that are referring people to you, and they know that, hey, I'm a back doctor. I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a heart surgeon. They're going to know, well, you know what? Greg's really good at backs, but he's not great at hearts, so let me find somebody else. Or actually, Greg may know a good heart surgeon because that's the circle he runs within. So let me tell Greg that, or let me tell the referee that, hey, Greg is actually a specialist in spines, but he may know somebody. And so you preface and you prepare and you get that person ready to know that, hey, Greg's not the guy, but Greg may know the guy.
Right,
or
right,
the girl.
Right. And that preparation of that referral from that side. See, referrals are not about, we're hitting it from all the different angles. The referrals are about how are you giving referrals? How are you managing expectations for the person that is the referral? How are you receiving referrals? How are you taking care of referrals? How are you following up with referrals?
Yeah.
And each one of these things matter. Each one of these things matter. And so let's dive into a little bit about what about appreciation? What about your neighbor sends you that one referral that one time and you see him, you're like, oh, hey, thanks.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this early on, and I don't like diving into what it is I do for a living. But keep in mind, in a lot of referral circumstances, you can't reflect appreciation in a monetary value.
Right.
I can't say, hey, dude, thanks so much for sending me this person. Here's $100.
Right. In your field, just so everyone's understanding, in his field specifically, for those who have been loyal followers, you know what's going on. But for the new people that are just listening, in his field, there's regulations that won't allow him to monetarily give referral fees.
Right. There's literally laws in place that say, hey, you do this. Don't pass go straight to jail.
Yeah, to make sure everything stays ethical, to make sure that he's not buying people off, to make sure he's actually getting the referral. So now he has to get creative. And how does he make sure that the other person knows that hey, I care? So
here's step number one. I'm going to volunteer this. Step number one is the thank you directly to the individual who referred. Hey, thank you so much for sending Mr. Smith my way. I appreciate you always keeping me in mind for people that are looking for XYZ service. Just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you. By the way, do you have some time maybe next week for lunch?
Oh.
And so I'm not saying, hey, man, here's $100
gift card. Here's a right.
I'm saying let's get together and strategize on which way I can best serve you. And another thing, and another extension of that, so let's say it's not consistent back and forth business. I may say, do you have time for lunch so we can discuss on what the perfect client for you looks like? I literally just did this earlier this week. I have an individual. She's been very faithful in sending me deals and very gracious. And I just asked her, I said, listen, tell me what I can do to help your business grow. She's a non-industry professional. She's not even in the real estate game. She's the furthest thing from the real estate game. Right. But I've closed just as many deals with her as I have the least popular referral partner on the list of people that I work with consistently,
right?
So my next question is, how can I provide for you? And her answer was very simple. Right now, I'm at capacity, and so I can't take on any more business. But in the future,
she's smart.
Right. In the future, there may be some things that you can do to help me out. I'll keep you in mind.
See, now imagine if that person would have said, "Oh yeah, this whatever that it like just jumped at the opportunity."
Right.
Alex starts sending his people over. That he finds out this is the group, this is the niche that she's going to be able to best help. He starts sending people over. She's at capacity. She starts fumbling over those, and that affects your reputation.
Correct.
But she was smart enough to know that, say, hey, in the future.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at capacity. Very, very smart. I don't know who it is. And very, very smart woman.
So she is extremely smart. She is the detail, and she's got everything dialed into science. But here's the thing. So what we can do is maybe she's got an event that she's putting on, and she's looking for a sponsor.
Boom.
And it's not a reciprocation for the referrals. It's maybe, hey, I believe in that event too.
Right.
And so I want to give back to that. But the way, we're straying away from the initial talk. When you get that referral in, obviously you want to thank the individual every single time. Because one thing is people don't get tired of hearing thank you.
Right.
And I've had some people that will send me 2-3 referrals in a week. And every single time, here's what it does. It lets them know that, yes, that individual reached out to me. That referral you sent, they indeed did. Because, Greg, if you send me somebody and you're like, hey, I've sent you 3 people, but you've only heard me say thanks for one, you're going to wonder, first of all, did those other 2 people actually do what they said they were going to do?
Did you care about receiving them?
Right. Did you care? Were you too busy? Should I send my business elsewhere?
Don't ever think that someone doesn't want to hear thank you.
Right.
I'm proud of you. Good job. Thank you. I promise the people that say, oh, I don't care about that stuff, they need it the most.
Yeah.
Look, man, everyone loves it. I love it. So if you want to tell me thank you, call me up and tell me.
Well, and here's the other thing you do. So, and this is what I do, and there's a ton of value in it, and I believe my referral partners believe this as well. You always talk them up in their profession. So let's say Greg was a mechanic, right? But you were only a mechanic for German cars. I may say to that individual, Greg, dude, Greg's awesome at, working on Mercedes and BMWs and Porsches, blah, 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 blah.
You're able to highlight what my highlights are.
Correct. So you do that, which allows that person to know that, hey, Greg's a good referral source for
these
boom, boom,
things.
boom, boom.
See, that starts tying into everything we talked about. So now when you say that to your person, when you say, hey, Greg's a great mechanic with these type of cars, you're also letting that person know, maybe they never do business with me, but now they know who my target client is.
Correct. Yeah.
They now have everyone's looking for a guy.
Right.
Everyone's looking for a guy. I was in Vegas for a little while back, like 8 weeks at a time or something. And I went, and so me and Alex, a little secret, don't tell anyone. We use the same barber. He cuts our hair at the same time. He's ambidextrous.
I sit in his lap.
No, we do use the same barber. The guy's amazing. Like if you end up needing that, reach out. But so I hate going to a new town needing a haircut because like it's like 9 out of 10 you're going to end up with some weird stuff and you just have to take it until your hair grows back in.
Especially when you go to the barber, we do, and then you go to someone else.
Yeah, because our guy's amazing. I mean, he's incredible.
Yeah.
So I go out to Vegas and I'm out there. I'm like, I need a haircut. Bites bullet. Let's do it. I just go to a place that's next to the gym. I get my haircut. Guy does a great job. I go back into the training that I'm into where other people are, and they're like, "Oh, where'd you get your hair done at?"
Right.
I'm like, "Hey, you wanna get hooked up with my barber?"
Yeah.
See, everybody wants to have a guy. He's now my guy. I've been back out to Vegas again since that trip and revisited Vic. Vic is my Vegas barber.
That's funny.
My point is everybody wants a guy. And so now when Alex tells that, looping back around, when Alex tells him like, hey, Greg's really good with European cars. Now, even though Tom has never met me, Tom now has a guy that works on European cars, which is Greg.
Yep. Well, and think about it from the other end. So you made a good point here, and everybody likes to know somebody, right? And so you'll see the post on Facebook, and it'll be like, hey, who's the best, pizza maker in town? And everybody has their opinion. And here's the great thing. Everybody's person is the best person in the world, right? Have you ever seen someone?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever been like, oh, you should go try Greg's pizza.
He's the okayest.
It's decent.
He's very decent.
Right. His pepperoni is average.
It works 80% of the time, every time.
Right, exactly. But if you show up on the 20% of the time, go again because there's an 80% chance you'll get there. But people like to know that they know somebody because people want to be a resource.
100%.
People want to be the person that somebody looks to and they're like, well, I know a guy. There's somebody I know that was starting a website called I Know a Guy. And it was just
a great idea.
It was literally like, hey, you need an electrician? I know a guy. Hey,
like,
you need
like
this? I know a guy.
Angie's List.
Exactly.
Dude, that's a great idea.
It's a fantastic idea. But knowing that, so we like to all be armed with, oh, yeah, I can take you, I can set you up with that. But here's the other end of it.
I like where you're going already. Boom.
Well, be honest. Like, hey.
I think this is a great time to segue into this subject.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, I may say, hey, I've got someone I can refer to you, and I've done this, and I will do this, and I'll do this, is I got someone I can refer to you. I have never used their services before. They were recommended to me by XYZ.
Absolutely.
But I heard from them they're the best, but please don't hold me accountable for your experience because I know nothing about this individual. I'm just providing you a bit of information based on an experience.
Man, I was literally in my head thinking about the fact that we got to segue into, I'm so glad you went there. If there was one single most important point today that I want to drive home for you, don't bullshit your fucking referrals. Are we allowed to, can I say that once?
Fuck or bullshit.
Don't give out BS referrals. Don't act like you know someone you don't know. It is your reputation on the line, and you will burn that thing down real quick, and then it's all downhill from there.
Oh, that's the worst thing is being a connector of people, and you realize that hey, this person had no fucking clue who this. Like you called them and they said, hey, make sure that they know Alex sent you, and you call them, they're like, hey, my buddy Alex, he sent, and they're like, who?
But yeah,
instantly, like that's gone, and now you're looked at like, bro, come on. Like,
or when you tell someone, and the opposition is, Alex gave the example, but when you tell someone like, go see this guy, like he's the guy. When I get that referral and I'm like, go see this guy, he's the guy. Like I'm walking in and I'm expecting that they are about to roll this red carpet out for me.
Right.
If they're like, I don't know, hold on, I'm busy right now.
Yeah.
Like that reflects very negatively and very highly on the person that sent me over there.
Absolutely.
But it would not reflect on them negatively if they'd said, hey, I heard this guy does a great job, or hey, I went to him once and it was good, check it out, but I had a good experience once. Whatever the case may be, if they told me that and I went in, then I would not be negatively reflected. I would understand that I went in with the expectation that I'm going to see if this is my guy, not that this is my guy.
Well, and let me encourage one other thing, and this is something I do. I'll tell them, hey, I'm going to send you to XYZ person. Do me a favor, and when you interact with them, let me know how that experience was.
Man.
Because you always have to vet, right? You always have to know.
This is where you start weeding the garden.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone that's at the table in 2021 might not be there in 2022.
And there's a lot of truth. Well, here's the thing. It can't necessarily be personal. Now, what I do recommend is, so if I have an individual and it's like, hey, you know what, I called Bob the Builder, and Bob the Builder told me he was going to call me back and he never did, and I don't know what to do about Bob the Builder. The first thing I'm going to do is reach out and say, hey, Bob the Builder, hey, I sent Greg Pease over to you, and he mentioned that he reached out to you and you just ghosted him. And Bob may be like, bro, I'm so sorry. Here's what happened. Blah, I'm going to call them right this minute. Okay. Good conversation. Did he call? Yes, he called him back. Was it an excusable allowance? Maybe. I don't know. But does the client feel better about it? Possibly. But if Bob's like, bro, I'm just too busy. I don't have time for that. Okay, cool.
Done.
Check. Done.
Done.
That's when I turn around and say, good.
Good.
Got to find somebody new.
I got a new seat at the table.
Right.
No, seriously, and guard your table like that. Then people know, like, your reputation is badass. They know, like, every time anyone you're gonna send to them, like, it's good to go every time.
Yeah.
You become. I tell, like, one of my secrets. I'm gonna tell you the secret.
Secrets.
What I mean, I'm so serious when I say this. I don't know shit. I know someone.
Yeah.
I don't, and then I'm never obligated. Like, we can't retain enough information to know everything. So I just know a guy that's great with marketing. I just know a guy that's great with branding. I just know a guy that's great with a guy that's great. And so anything that anyone needs, I'm connecting them with a truly vetted guy. And when I'm connecting them, the person that's being connected loves the connection, right? Yep. And the person that receives the connection, they're getting that referral.
And identify the flag. So I can say this because I've referred you to somebody. And I said, hey, he's awesome at blah, 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 but you have to watch for blah, 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 blah.
You certainly have.
And so you know the dynamic of what you're expecting. So you're never like, whoa, hold up. That was out of the right field. You're like, all right, I'm walking into this, and I know the good is here, the bad is here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and I'm still in business in that. And absolutely just letting someone know, like, hey, here's something that might, based upon what I know about you, Greg, this could rub you wrong. However, you're going to get this benefit over here. You make your decision, but I just wanted you to be aware of that ahead of schedule.
Could it still rub you wrong if it was like a referral to a massage parlor?
they could. They're like,
in Vegas, those are different.
They always rub right.
Everyone's like, who rubbed your back? Seem very loose today.
Yeah, so I hope you guys got some. What else? Where else we got to go with that?
I think that pretty much locks it down. I mean, here at the end of the day, let's break it down to the simplicity of things, right? Connect with people.
Connect with people.
Literally make it a point to introduce yourself to people that are relative to your sphere, your network, whatever it is. And if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a plumber, and you're in an industry where a plumber is needed on a semi-regular basis, you may want to say, I need to go meet a plumber.
When I want to just live in a little, connect with people.
Yeah.
Not meet people, not introduce yourself to people, connect with people.
Yep.
If you get in front of someone, and look, energy is a real thing. We don't have to go down that whole topic today. If you get in front of someone and you're not liking the vibe, okay, identify why so you can really dial into who your target people are. Yep. You don't have to connect with that person. It's fine. Don't get fake.
Right.
Just be polite and move on. Like, it's life. LIFE. The people that when you're in front of someone, you're like, I like this guy. Find a little bit of information about his kids. A little bit. How long has he been married? Is he married? Where does he live? What does he like to do? What's his hobbies? What
does he think you're cute?
Ask him. Like, you think I'm cute?
I'm flattered.
But and then how can you add value, like, to that person? Like, for real, like have your wheels turning. How can you add value to that person's life? That's going to be a connection.
Well, givers get. So that's the thing. That's what we have to realize is givers get. So if you intend on giving, you will eventually get. Right?
Absolutely.
And you may not get a 1-for-1 or 2-for-1 or 1-for-10 or anything like that.
You probably won't. You're probably going to get like 0-for-1 in the beginning and like 1,000 for one on the backside.
Right. But at least you're getting it in the back.
You're always you'll never be able to control. If you're always looking to add values to people's life, there will come a day, and it won't take that long, where you won't be able to control the blessings that are coming back your way.
And that's extremely true. Like, I can vouch for that. And that's one thing that I preach to people is, if you worry about the client, not the transaction. If you worry about the client,
the human,
you
that you're
never
dealing
have
with.
to worry about anything else, right? Because you build friendships. Like, I can honestly say a lot of the people that I've worked with, I have made friends with.
Yep.
And it's because we worry about the client and the client situation, not what the client can bring to us or provide to us. And in turn, that client realizes that and says, you know what? This is the best guy for this. I become that Angie's List guy, so to speak, for that individual. Like, hey, you don't have to go to Angie's List. I've already vetted this person out. We're good to go, So, but connect with people. Yes, that's the biggest thing. Connect with people and do it on a real basis.
So, you know what? This is actually, that's a great topic, actually. So, referrals. So, the industry I'm in, the first referral that I ever received was from you, Alex.
Hooray.
It was. And then, but when we talk about, I say that to say, look, okay, you see that's how it really works in real life.
Yeah.
That person was, that person that I got to work with, that referral was it was over 2 years ago, was it not?
Yeah.
So this Sunday, I'm going to their house for their birthday.
Yep.
I'm going to their house for their birthday.
And you're involved. Here's the thing. Most people, okay, we get in, we close the deal, we move on. We get in, we close the deal, we move on. And that makes for a very successful salesperson in a transactional world. But in a relationship world, which, here's the thing, we should be spending 70% of our time nurturing our existing relationships, because those are more likely. At the end of the day, if Greg says, Alex, go to this barber, I'm going to say, okay, no questions asked. I'm going to that barber. That's where I'm going to get my haircut, until that barber messes something up.
Yep.
So if I can nurture 70% of people like Greg, and Greg is constantly saying, hey, go here, go here, go here, go here, I don't need to worry about the other 30% that I'm getting off Facebook or Instagram or, worse, TikTok. And listen, I know some of you are listening to this and you're like, I get all kinds of leads from TikTok.
Or
you may, but
you get
them.
You get really good leads on Grindr too, don't you?
I do. Little do people know, most gay guys have excellent credit and excellent income. Nothing against you straight guys. I'll work with you too.
That's great.
But we need to change some things. Maybe your credit.
That's great. So what was, I took you off, you were kind of going through a power recap, and I just really felt the urge to discuss connection. But going back to your power recap.
No, I was just saying, we want to make sure that these are genuine relationships. Make sure that if somebody says, hey, who do I need to change my tire? That's the same person you would go to. You don't just refer them for the heck of referring them. Hey, I'm low on air in my tire. I'm going to go see DJ at Discount Tire too, because that's who I tell people to go see, right? And there's another referral. You saw DJ.
Oh yeah.
So
a couple times, like, dude, it's the coolest thing. Like, I literally text that guy when I need something with my tires now. It's so cool.
Same. Like, so I'll text him and be like, hey, bro, blah 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 blah.
And so. And obviously, Alex makes the connection. And then when we talk about rolling, this guy every time, oh, Greg, how are you doing? I ain't talked to him in like 6 months. Oh, Greg, how are you doing? Responding back in text messages like we know each other every day.
Right.
I love that. That's awesome of DJ.
Well, and it's awesome to have those connections. Like, don't you feel so valued when you get that response back?
Absolutely.
Like, you're like, man, this guy has thought about me,
I don't wait in line. I don't call and
it's
get
that
on put on hold.
VIP feeling,
Major VIP feeling.
So always keep that connection. Let those people know you appreciate them. Let those people know that you're here for them as well. That reminder, hey man, if you know of anyone looking for my service, do me a favor and shoot some people back.
Right.
Never be afraid to do so. And look, I get it. I get that in your business, you have multiple people just like me. But is there something that I can serve, a client I can serve that fits me?
And you have multiple people like me, but you don't have me.
Exactly.
Hey, let's talk about, I think this is a real quick time, an important note to talk about. So ask him for the referral. Mm-hmm. Very important to ask for the referral. Only ask for the referral after you have delivered more value than what you're asking in return.
Right.
If you met with someone, you're like, oh, hey, and nothing came out and you determined they're not a target client for you and you weren't able to put value in their life, I don't know. Teach their own. I don't know what other gurus are saying. I don't recommend asking for the referral if you have not figured out a way to add value in their life yet.
And value doesn't mean you have to send them a lead.
No.
Or a referral. Value doesn't mean that I walk up to Greg and be like, hey,
value
Greg.
might be, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, doesn't mean I walked up to Greg and said, hey, Greg, good lunch. Here's $100. Send me somebody. It could be that, hey, Greg, I have a clear, concise understanding of what it is that you're looking for. And here's my plan of action. Here's what I'm going to do to help deliver to you the success. What I tell people, I tell this to my potential partners. And I say potential partners. I've sat across the table from people. 3 minutes in, I'm like, you ain't getting an ounce of business from me. Or sat there 30 minutes in and been like, wow, this person's incredible. But anyways, what I always look at is, and what I ask is, what can I do to help your business grow? How can I plug into your business to help you grow? And
to you guys determine on your own, right? I can't say for sure, but not just their personal life.
Yeah.
I do high level coaching with people for trauma and things of that nature. Sometimes I might determine we are never going to do business together for whatever reason. I determine that,
yep.
And I might sit there and spend an extra hour and a half to 2 hours at that lunch meeting because I need to put some stuff on you to help you process your trauma,
yeah.
And that might be the value that I add to their day. But it's just important to know you have to ask for your referrals. Like don't assume that people know that you're looking, that you want referrals. Okay. And then the other piece is don't just go around and be like, oh, cool. Now I know I can ask for referrals. Make sure you've added value to their life first.
Right. Exactly. Even family members, that's the thing is everybody, I see it on all these realtor pages and mortgage pages and stuff. People are like, oh, I can't believe my cousin went with this Wells Fargo. And you're like, bro, yeah, your cousin went with Wells Fargo because he had no idea you did mortgages.
Right.
That's why. Because you never told the people that are in your sphere, here's what I do. What can I do to help you? And if you ever need anything, call me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or maybe they just don't like you.
And they might not for real. And they might not. And if you want them to be able to like you, then turn it inside, be at calls and figure out what you can change, or love them as a family member and don't like them as a client. Move on.
No,
like,
there's
they're allowed to want to work with someone else.
100% truth to that. Not every, and sometimes you just don't want to work with those people.
They might, especially so. And anyone that all you so the people that owns businesses, right? When your family does not work directly with you, for anyone that's ever experienced that, some people, oh, my family would only work with me. Cool. Some people's family won't work with them because they don't want their family to know their intimate details.
Yeah.
So respect that. That's respectable. That's not a big deal. Like, why do we don't have to? Maybe my brother doesn't want me to know his income to debt ratio.
Right.
No big deal.
Well, but dealing with that professional again, somebody that can deal with it that will keep secrecy from you
referral
to that other person. Yeah.
Boom.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, again, just a short recap. Thank the people that are helping take care of you. Reciprocate where you can. Look, we know in Greg's position in my business, Greg knows that my job is not to go out there and market new people to buy homes, but on the portion I can deliver on, I'll deliver what I can, and he knows to expect that. So set that expectation. Don't tell someone, dude, I'll send you 100 referrals a year when you can only send one a quarter,
Right.
Always vet your people. The people that are sitting at your table are a reflection upon you. Literally, think about it like this. You walk into a restaurant, you see 6 guys sitting around, and all of them have tattoos and long hair and everything else. What are you going to think? Like, your perception is going to be like, this is this type of individual.
Right.
And now, the thing is those may be 6 successful business people, so you're not going to judge them based on the cover. But if you start having spots in your table that don't look good, then it starts to reflect that your whole table is bad.
Yeah, and I mean, we could go a million different directions with it, but if we had a bushel of apples and there was one single
How many
rotten
apples are in a bushel?
There's 143 point. If you had a basket of apples, and there's one rotten apple in the center, given enough time, if you don't remove that apple promptly, it will spread, and given enough time, it'll take out the whole entire basket.
Right.
And that's what will happen at your table.
Yep. So identify those, protect
those rotten
your
apples,
table.
yeah.
And
the whole, when you started with that basket, when you put that basket in the center of the table of apples, they were all good apples when you started.
Right.
One went bad. It's life. Okay.
It happens.
It happens. So when you set up your table, I understand you set it up properly when you determined all your people that got to sit at the table.
Yeah.
One of them may have went south, and you can still love them as a person, and they just don't get a seat at this table.
Tupac said something like that.
Yeah.
The other day. It's like, look, we don't have to. We're not friends. We don't have to be enemies. I just don't want you sitting at my table.
Yeah, something like I don't want to see you. Yeah, right. I still want to see you eat, just not at my table. Something like that. Yeah.
Like Tupac was brilliant.
Tupac, he was a wise philosopher. If anyone doesn't know,
it's Lord Tupac Shakur.
Shakur.
You got to give him a fancy name. Did you go see where the corner where he was killed at when you were in Vegas?
No.
That's the only reason to go to Vegas.
No, I didn't. That's funny.
Do people go there for other reasons?
I know. I did convince everyone like I'm really out there training.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was during the daytime.
Tupac at night.
That was a good time though.
But all right, well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Listen, we always do what we can to provide you with the maximum amount of value. You know, sometimes these things will apply directly to you. Sometimes they will seemingly not. But understand that if you take the message as a whole and digest it in how it can apply to your world, I promise you, if you implement some of these things, it will change the way your life is. In 60, 90, 120 days, you may not even recognize yourself. And that's a line I stole from you.
Absolutely. You won't. I look forward. Thanks everyone for being on. If you have always any subjects you guys want us to talk on, let us know. Look forward to catching you guys on the next episode.
Catch Greg on Grindr at Greg Pease 123.
Grind. Don't find me on there. Don't look me up.
Don't look him up.